Right.
But there's a whole nother reason for that. That doesn't make anything that Monique said incorrect.
Right. Okay. Okay.
So my whole thing was I would like for somebody to say something to disprove what she said.
Okay. So we should be good on the sound on our YouTube. I don't know what that was about.
And we apologies, man, for
Oh yeah, I'll take it down because there's no sound on it. But we should be live and good to go now on the YouTube. I had to fix that. I don't know what it was. It's all technology. It goes and it comes. I'm glad Driving Ivan jumped in and let us know.
Brother Ivan, send us some sort of friend request. We'll get you a Facebook.
Yeah, he said he's our #1 YouTube fan, which makes me laugh because I didn't know I had YouTube fans.
Well, listen.
Right.
Whoop, whoop.
I'm somebody. But then with Monique, she had this week. And let us know how y'all feel about that polygamy too.
Yeah, and I hope you heard, what we had to say about it.
I really didn't have nothing to say, just in case my wife listening. I really didn't have nothing to say.
The sound went out.
Right. That was Jason.
No, listen, right. I'm interested.
You heard it. Because I mean,
I got more questions than answers. I'll say that.
It's a conversation I'd be willing to get into because I really would like to know how people felt about it. Like, what some of y'all people say about it.
This gonna cause me to put my glasses on.
Okay. That's Aaron. He said if times get super tough, then in polygamy, the man or woman who has the money will have as many significant others as much as
which was what it was about at the time. How many families could you financially support?
Right, I said that. I said you'd be very hard pressed to have 4 women to take care of. I mean, you think about 4 birthdays, 4 Christmases, 4 Valentine's days. It's like, damn, right? So, I mean, you're gonna have to, And I know I went to my doc program. There was a young man who was Arab. He was Saudi, and he he talked about how his dad has multiple wives, and so does his brother. I don't think he had multiple wives, but I know he said that they looked at that as, it wasn't a bad thing as long as you could take care of them.
This is the only place it is looked at as a bad thing, right, when you go around the world and see who the real minority is.
So when you westernize it.
Absolutely.
Right? When you westernize
well said, my brother.
Right.
Well
said. You westernize it. So, I mean, I just thought that maybe people had a certain opinion on it. And we could talk about that tonight. But the other thing with Monique is, and once again, we don't cheer for anybody's demise on the show.
Not at all.
And I have my fundamental disagreements with this brother, but for some reason they're coming after him hard body karate, and that is young Steve Harvey. I don't know who Steve pissed off. I don't know what Steve did wrong, but he lost his talk show. He lost his kids show this week. Lee Daniels, Empire's Gone. And these were Monique's adversaries in her little battle, if you remember. And I thought she took the high road. She said, well, I don't, because she made an important point. When Steve loses his show, a bunch of other people of color lose their opportunities as well. So we can't really be happy. But we know Steve was one of the original Trumpers. He was one of the original cats who was supporting Trump and down with Trump. And, he went to talk to him. And he's supposed to be over housing. And right. See, that's how they do you when you're a happy black person.
No, he's happy for the wrong reason.
Right. Okay.
He wasn't happy because nothing good happened to black folks.
Okay.
Yeah, he was happy because he got a new show.
Well, not no more.
Right.
Shout out to Wayne Richards. I see you, homie. Okay. So, hey, Clearly Clever said he can hear us now on YouTube. We got the sound fixed.
Yeah.
So it's Outlaw Radio, Happy People, man. We were talking about when do black people actually get a chance to be happy?
When is it okay to be happy before somebody attack your blackness?
Right. And
for smiling, for going to a game, for enjoying a concert, for going to a movie. You know what I'm saying?
Watching a Packer game.
Shopping at Mayfair.
Right. All that kind of stuff, right? But you deserve, like they say, you deserve a break today, though. Like, at what point do you get where you say, man, I can't be pissed off all the time, right?
It's unhealthy.
Right.
It's unhealthy.
It is. It's very unhealthy. It's very unhealthy, and it manifests in us with high blood pressure and hypertension and all these kinds of sicknesses that we are afflicted by. That's why I say we got to find some way to get this energy, man. And a lot of my people live for the weekend. They want to go out, man. In Milwaukee, it's popping. They waiting. Friday night it's on. If I just got paid, cats going out blowing half their check.
But if you don't want to just give up anger and bitterness altogether, like you don't want to just give it up cold turkey, then at least don't be angry and bitter a amongst your own people.
Right.
Can we create, some black privilege amongst ourselves? You know what I'm saying?
See, it's
Where we
crazy.
can get a smile, we can get a good morning.
It's crazy how that energy translates though, because it finds its way into the club. As you up in the club and there's somebody in there with his mug on looking at you like, how you in the club pissed off?
What you pissed off about?
You done shot 5 people after the party.
Yeah. Well,
why you bring all that shit to the party?
Too many videos.
That's why I say it's when I see bitter sisters in the club, like, why you even come?
Yeah, no one likes that. Go home.
Right.
No one likes it.
Go away.
Go away.
How you doing? I'm all right.
But you're not.
Ill?
Yeah, right.
Ill?
You didn't buy her.
You must be wife number 5.
You didn't buy her a drink first.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You had to lead with the
not gonna. He said, did we ever run into Alice Cooper? Hell no. I don't even know where that question comes from. That's Driving Ivan on YouTube. He said, you ever run into Alice Cooper? Nah, man. Alice don't be on the north side.
Not at all.
Nah, he don't be on the north side.
Are you sure Alice didn't live on Capitol Drive?
I'm positive. I think Flores is what he made the song about. And Flores
you brought him with you.
Flores
when you
has
came
to
to
hold
Flores,
the L. Flores has a tremendous L to hold.
What L is that?
There was a brother on 42nd and Flores today with the full diaper on, with the giant baby bottle, standing on the corner dancing, and people was driving past honking, doot, 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 and he was dancing. He was having a good old time. I came this close to putting it in the People's News Network.
Do Flores take the L if he's from Capitol?
No, he wasn't from Capitol. He had Flores tattooed across his chest.
How do you know this?
Flores, this for you. You from Flores, you got all that. What you think about Steve, man? And then they saying his wife is, he having marital problems. Think like a man.
Let me tell you, when they told you to be humble and sit down, that was good advice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you have success and you take a particular position of arrogance, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
People are going to take pleasure at your demise.
Right. Build you up to knock you down.
Yeah. And when you black, you have to understand, and that's the only reason they build you up, is to knock your ass down. You're not going out on top.
Okay.
That don't happen to Sammy Davis Jr. It don't happen to Red Fox. It don't happen to Bill Cosby. It don't happen to Tupac. It don't happen for us. Because once they get rid of you, they're gonna spend some time after you dead destroying your legacy, Michael Jackson, destroying your legacy, Whitney Houston. You know what I'm saying? So that don't happen for us, and we have to understand that. We have to know the game that they play.
Right. I just, I was so upset when Steve Harvey, some of the stances he's taken over the last few years, and just being one of those individuals who said, I'm rich, I don't give a damn about the people. It kind of seemed like that's where his head was at.
Nigga moment.
Yeah.
You having a nigga moment.
It seems very much like.
And here's the thing, it almost feels, and I'm sorry, because I actually feel bad.
Okay.
That I don't feel bad.
You right. I get what you're saying.
Because his nigga moment seems like it's long overdue.
Right.
It seemed like he should have had his nigga moment. It seemed like he enjoyed a lot of success when his nigga moment could have came at any point.
Well, Steve is worth something like $120 million.
That's what I'm saying.
You get to these heights, and he obviously pissed the wrong person off. Now, was this a case of they finally thought they had one and they asked him to do something, and he said, you know what? Enough is enough. I'm not going to do that. And they shut him down.
Well, and who knows what that might have been, right?
Right. Ain't that scary to even think about, right? Like, what could it have been?
Come on,
man. Right. So, hey, Steve, man, good luck, man.
Listen.
What Biggie say? Don't be mad. UPS is hiring. He said you should have been a cop. Fuck hip hop.
Listen, take your money right now and do what you're gonna do with it, and buy you an island or do what you know what I'm saying, and make sure your grandkids live good. But
he got a lot of money. You know what?
That's what I'm saying.
From the way that they're talking about his wife, how she kind of like hemorrhages his bank accounts, I think you might have to cut your losses on this one, brother. And he say, think like a man, act like a woman.
Look, you did that bullshit, right? That was you.
Well, yeah.
Hey.
You created this.
Hey.
You made this monster, Steve.
Yeah.
So this is all on you.
Be humble.
Right.
Sit down.
It never fails, though. It never fails when we see somebody like Brother Talk said, you step out there, you take a stance, you make a statement, and then what ends up happening is that the people who you made that statement against, they kind of revel in your downfall. So, and like Monique was saying, people were sending her, tagging her with all these memes saying, yeah, this is karma. This is what Steve gets and all this. And she was saying, no, I'm not even going,
Listen, and you got to respect her for that, don't you?
I thought that was a good thing.
There's
I
an
thought it was cool.
opportunity to kick somebody new, when we good at doing that type of thing.
Because I'd have kicked the shit out of Steve.
Listen,
a lot of I want them big ass suits.
A lot of people would have.
Steve got some slick suits though.
Well, but I hope Steve sees it and has a revelation of his own.
Right. That's one thing. When he comes back, I hope he can, because I seen his answer to how people treated him after he met with Trump, and he talked about. I put it in the People's News Network.
Yes, sir.
He talked about he was told one thing and something else happened, saying that, well, I was told that this is what I was going to meet with him about. And once I got there, that wasn't necessarily the case, right? So it made me look bad. And then he said once we got outside, Trump kind of misrepresented it and was like, and went to, kind of making it look like they was on the same page. I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I believe Stevie on that.
Here's the thing: when you're on camera, like you're outspoken, right? You don't, your vernacular is not lacking. You have a vocabulary. If he's saying something that's untrue, you say it then.
Well, Steve just looked kind of paralyzed, just kind of like,
would they put something in your coffee, bro?
Right, like, well,
he had that Draymond Green ass stare, like off, right?
Draymond never closes his mouth,
not at all. He can't breathe out his nose,
right?
But maybe that makes him better as a player,
right? So I don't know. Steve, good luck. You got more money than me still,
for sure. So again, take care of your people. Go back and do something, work on your legacy. Because right now, I mean, from out here looking in, it don't look too good, bro.
Outlaw Radio, happy people on a Thursday night, man. Make sure you tune in Saturday night. We'll close the week out.
Yes.
Shout out to my sister Coop, Lady Coop. She'll be back with us. Yeah. If you enjoyed her last week on the show, we had a good time. And there's more to come. Shout out to DAMG ENT. Shout out to KT Killing Them and 3041 North, 414-810-3131, 5-star facility here in the mill. I hope that Keith is able to get some stuff going during that that Democratic National Convention. I'm hoping he'll be able to get some business done because they'll need somewhere else to go and speak. So
they will, and here's the thing: we're gonna need some place that we can speak to each other.
Right.
Like let's not stand outside bitching and moaning and complaining that it's not gonna benefit us. We have time to figure out a way to make it benefit us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's put a plan into place. We got facilities like we just telling you about. We can organize our own situation. Really, like let's do that.
Right. He said Steve Harvey. This is clearly clever. He said Steve Harvey seems hard to work with. I mean, there's reports, man, and I remember the one came out where in Chicago in the studio, like nobody could, like, what was it? They couldn't talk to him, and they couldn't speak to him or something like that. But and he was in his office. You can't come to his office and all this kind of stuff.
Why is that okay for some people? Because that worked for Prince. Like Prince used to have in his contract, you can't make eye contact too long. Like,
did he? I don't know.
I mean, he was, you know what I mean, for real. So it depends on the perception.
Steve ain't no Prince though. Either.
No, he ain't.
Steve ain't exactly Prince. I mean, Steve ain't even. He's not even in. I don't even put Steve Harvey in my top 5 black comedians. So
she's definitely. Do you think he lives up to the king of comedy?
Well, I think he was fortunate to be on there. I don't think he's a king of comedy.
We always do the top 5 basketball players, the top 5 hip hop artists. We need to do the top 5 black comedians.
Black comedians, no doubt. Yeah, that's easy. That's easy.
Oh, it's easy?
It's very easy.
Come on, let's go.
I mean, you start with Richard Pryor.
Gotta say Richard.
You go to Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
You go to Chris Rock. You go to Cedric the Entertainer. You go to D.L. Hewley.
Hold on. So I got Pryor. I got Eddie Murphy. I think I questioned your third one.
Bernie Mac should be third.
Right, because Chris Rock ain't third.
Bernie Mac should be third.
Okay.
Bernie Mac should definitely be third. Cedric, in my opinion, should be fourth. And I was Cedric the Entertainer.
So Jamie Foxx ain't in it?
He's not funny.
No,
Cedric.
you don't think so?
No. Cedric the Entertainer is a funny dude. Like, he doesn't get Chappelle has to be in there. Now, clearly clever said, see, now we get into this thing where You got to go instead of top 5. You got to go top 10 with
Well,
comedians.
yeah, because Sid don't come before nothing. I mean,
Sid comes before.
he's a little bit that he don't even come before Hughley.
Oh, Sid does.
No,
he does entirely.
Let me tell you, when he get done singing you them 70 songs and doing the damn
no, obviously you ain't never. Obviously you've never watched the Sid show, so we ain't gonna debate on my. Don't try to debate my 5. Come up with your own.
Wait.
Come up with your own. You don't have to assault mine. Black people always hating, right? You want to come after me and shit. Right? Go ahead. Who you got?
Hold on, wait. I can't. I'm having a problem remembering.
He trying to go at me and can't remember his own.
No, I can't remember the name.
That's
but
some bullshit.
The brother, man, who used to write. Somebody help me out. He used to write for Richard Pryor.
You talking about Paul Mooney?
Thank you. Paul Mooney ain't on your list, bro.
In my top 10?
Yeah,
he might be. I only went top 5. I didn't go top 10.
Okay, so
he ain't in my top 5.
I like Paul Mooney, man. So, and we doing black comedians or doing comedians?
If you like Lenny Williams or shit, I don't know, maybe you want to put Steve Martin in yours. Go ahead. It's up to you.
The old sarcastic dude, man. Somebody help me out.
The old sarcastic guy. For these dudes to be your all-time favorites, you don't know none of their names.
Well, I'm bad with names.
What's the name?
I remember your face. I gotta Google most of you.
What his name was?
Yeah, I don't remember your name.
You might as well put your glasses on and start looking over the edge of them like this and shit.
Hold on, that's right here. I don't have no problem with that. Hold on,
right. Well, what the boy name who say baby kids? Now that's a funny motherfucker.
His mama called him Clay. I'm calling him Clay.
Right.
So but you had to put him in it too, though, wouldn't you?
Who? Robin Harris?
Yeah, look.
You might be room in my top 10.
All right.
See, actually, no, because I've watched. I'm a researcher and a connoisseur of black stand-up comedy. So I know all. I've watched them all. I've looked at them, all of the specials and all that kind of stuff.
Which is kind of off the cuff for me. So I wouldn't, right. I wasn't really. I didn't do.
Some dudes need rehearsal.
Right. Practice.
Right.
Preparation plus opportunity equals
clearly
success.
I haven't said Pryor is 1, Murphy's 2, Chappelle is 3.
You said Bernie Mac was 3.
I said Bernie Mac was 3.
Yeah,
I would have to put Chappelle at 4 though, and then said at 5. I would have to. Said is a funny dude.
I don't disagree with anything until we get to Said. Like Said is
not funny he's not funny as an actor, but as a comedian, my goodness.
I done watched a couple of his specials. Like, when you get past that one joke, it ain't like.
No, I don't know if you must didn't see. I'm not gonna go into it.
No, we'll do this again. Let's visit this again. Y'all tune in again. We're gonna visit this.
Let me know who y'all think is funny
Saturday,
because I think Mike Epps is funny, and some people don't. Some people don't think Mike Epps is funny.
Hear y'all top 10 too.
And Chris Rock is more of a political satire, doing satire and stuff like that. So some people don't think he's funny.
Ice Cube is not a comedian.
Ice Cube is not a comedian, right?
So I don't want to hear none of that.
Right. He said he don't find Kevin Hart funny. Now,
I don't either.
Kevin has had his moment.
No, yeah, Kevin's not
some
funny.
of the stuff Kevin says is funny. When he talks about his uncle, say it with your chest, and he talks about his uncle saying, at his mom's funeral, he said, well, tell whoever did this, I'm gonna shoot him in the head. He said when she died from cancer. You tell cancer.
Kevin had a good special. Kevin had a good special. And about 12 bad movies and
he's questionable movie choices. Yeah. That's what I say. And I like Mike Epps because Mike Epps is not maybe as funny.
Where's Cat Williams? Is Cat Williams on your 10?
What? I don't know. Because I didn't go to 10. So and you can't even remember the names.
I don't need to.
And he quizzing me.
Because I can ask you.
This is how the shit
because you're the snob. You're supposed to remember all this.
I'm the comedy snob. He said
you're a kind of snob.
He said the stories about his father. I mean, his father, the stories about his father is fucking hilarious, man.
He had a good special. That's what that was.
That's what it's all about, though.
Yeah, he did his thing.
I tell you, not in my top 10.
They don't put you on my top 10 because you have a good
Tiffany
special.
Haddish is not in my top 10.
Boo, you fried chicken and watermelon.
Some more might be in my because some more is a funny motherfucker too. Yeah. I had to put some more. Can stop with the big dog.
Just to have a woman on your list, like
some more would have to be that chick. Some more is a funny sister.
Right.
That sister's hilarious.
Touche.
Right.
We did say all time though. We going back. I think I heard Red Fox and some other shit. So
somebody said,
huh?
Yeah. I mean, but
because there's none of some of these other cats don't exist without some of these dudes. So stop it.
Okay. Says he who can't the one dude.
Right, that's him with the glasses. He played on Sanford and Son. What's his name?
He had an earring in his nose, didn't he? Or did he have gold teeth? I don't remember.
This is not a test for my memory, though. This is all.
You got something on your sheet this week, or you just winging it?
No, you know what we talked about. We actually touched on a lot of this stuff, man. We started off about the Milwaukee Bucks and when we allowed to enjoy things,
Right?
You know what I'm saying? So we ended up talking.
I'm still waiting on y'all to tell me what makes y'all happy. What do you like? What do you do and say? I do this shit for fun. It makes me feel good. I ain't gonna be down. I'm watching because if you watch the news, you're gonna end up pissed off. Like if you're watching the news, it's designed to piss you off. Like you're gonna see some shit and you're gonna be like, "What? That's some bullshit." So then and then they'll give you a story about a kitten or some human interest story, and you'll be like, "Oh." So it plays with your emotions.
Right.
So that's why a lot of people don't watch the news. So it's about balance for me. Well, everything emotion, like you have to balance even your emotions. Because you can't be mad all the time. And you can't be happy all the time either. Because that's when you cross into, when you get so happy that you don't even recognize like BS no more. So if I get so happy and I'm doing so well that it just falls off my back about, what black poverty in Milwaukee?
I don't never see prejudice. Right, I don't see racism. But like we've been saying all night, and this is something you can mark down as a little wisdom, and it's gonna help you in your life. The truth is somewhere in the middle.
Right.
That's how they create conflict. It's always, it's abortion versus, what I'm saying, the freedom to choose, the free choice. And it's always the extreme left and the extreme right when the truth is somewhere in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so
no middle ground. People don't believe in middle ground.
Think about that.
And one thing that bothers me is everybody thinks they're correct. We did a show, Black Enough. We did a show called Black Enough.
Yeah, we did.
But we talked about somebody's always trying to tell you how to be black, what you should be eating, where you should be going, how you should be thinking. It's a controversy now because Vlad on Vlad TV, who many people hate and say is a culture vulture, but they watch them interviews. I watch them because he has great interviews.
I know he is.
But he spoke against Dr. Sebi. And he and Lord Jamar had a big heated
debate. Shout out to Zales, right?
And, right. No, right. It was just like that one. It was. He said Dr. Sebi is no more a doctor than Dr. Dre is. Right. So,
but you like Dr. Dre, and
he loves Dr. Dre,
and there was something that you went to when you needed a beat. Or you needed you needed a rhythm, or you needed a vibration, and you sought after Dr. Dre for that, right?
Right.
So I don't even be insulted by that, because here's the thing: when you leave their curriculum and who they decide is valuable and who's not, like we had a whole lot of people that were doing things all around the world that's not recognized by the, you know what I'm saying?
I'm laughing at clearly
the medical
clever.
community.
He said, "You mean Dr. Dre didn't go to medical school? What?"
Listen. Somebody taught him how to make them beats.
Right.
How many nights did that shit get you through?
I just remember a quotable from Dr. Dre when he say, I'm one of the best producers in the rap music industry. And he said, I make more in a week than a doctor makes in a year. So, hey.
What do we value?
Right. Who am I to take your doctorship from you?
So, listen. Bill Cosby was a doctor too, wasn't he?
I think my whole point about the whole thing was that people always have, it doesn't matter what you say. They have their own opinion. They're going to give it to you whether you want it or not. Somebody's going to tell you on some bullshit because you went to the Bucks game. Somebody's going to be mad because there was so many people outside cheering. Somebody's going to be happy and be like, I don't give a fuck about none of that. I'm going to the game. We in the Eastern Conference Finals. We won game 1. We 3 games away from going to the NBA Finals for the first time since 1974. Some people is like, I don't give a damn what Mayor Barrett does. I'm just happy about that.
Power to the people.
Power to the people. And
sometimes the people don't say what you want them to say.
Does it make you a coon though? Are you a coon? Because I saw you on TV down there in the rally. And
but here's the thing:
even though the water that's running in there
who's calling you a coon? Right, because I'm gonna tell you, I don't mind being called short by the tallest midget. Right.
Okay.
So who's calling you a coon? is Malcolm calling you? Did Farrakhan come down and call you a coon?
No.
That might carry some weight.
I guess
but
I'm
if
talking
somebody, if it's a keyboard ass revolutionary that's calling you a coon, fuck them.
Well, I'm just saying perception. I'm
Yeah.
not even saying somebody specific is.
Okay.
No, it ain't about that. It's never about some specific situation.
Look, he's got tough on me. Like
no, it's perception. It's perception because if you look at when I watch social media and I see all the responses that people had to it, there was hundreds and thousands of comments made about people enjoying these games or people supporting the Bucks or people supporting the Brewers because people like myself are still upset with the Brewers for the whole Josh Hader fiasco last year when Josh Hader was found to have all these racist tweets and we still supported him because the Brewers were winning.
Were you a coon?
And everybody loves a winner.
Were they coons when they supported Joe Louis?
Joe Louis was by all accounts a house Negro. He did not like Muhammad Ali. He wasn't the only one.
So was there somebody that you felt that was qualified could come down and call your granddaddy a coon? I mean, come on, man. Some of that's just listen.
So you're saying the cooning is in the eye of the beholder?
Basically. Again, who's calling you a coon?
Right.
You can have all that hate and all the passion in the world. If you're not getting up and doing nothing,
and that's extreme too.
It's just your belief. It don't really mean
it's extreme too to say somebody will refer to you as a coon. And I probably shouldn't have said that.
No, because here's the thing, because I do it, right? You know what I mean? I think you asked me about Steve Harvey, and I echoed the sentiment. So I do it, so I'm guilty of that. You know what I mean? And so that's just my opinion. But it's always from the outside in.
No, because you may not think this person is a coon, but you might say, "See, you
did some coonish shit,
right?" Well, while you down there spending your money at the Fiserv Center,
it's coonish
shit. They ain't donate no money to the community.
Like you ain't a pimp, but you got some pimpish ways, right?
Right. Well, you got pimp bones in your body.
You ain't a coon, but you do some coonish ass shit.
And clearly, Clever is out there. I can tell he's from Los Angeles because we know Laker fans right now have their panties in a bunch. He's mad because Magic. He said he wanted the Outlaw gang to pull up on. He wanted us to pull Magic black card because he's a quitter. You know what? I can't say Magic invests in the community.
Man, I was gonna say Magic will open up a Starbucks in your community and make some money for your
Magic jumped down with Cube and said, "Hey, you trying to buy the networks?
Come on, man!
I got 5 on it.
You can't hate that,
right?
You know
Don't get me wrong. He left the Lakers in a shitty position.
Well, he left Jeannie Buss, right?
True that.
Okay.
True that.
So at the end of the day, it comes.
We lucky West Side Zeladon ain't here. He was snap
It come down to Becky,
Right. Yeah. He took a big old giant boo-boo on the Lakers organization.
Hey,
and he didn't do it by himself. He has co-conspirators.
The worst thing I can do to you is to stop fucking with you. Right?
Man, I'm out of here. I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. So I hear you clearly, Clever, but we in the Eastern Conference Finals. We ain't worried about the Lakers at all. Magic gets to keep his black card until he stops investing in the community. When he stopped doing that and come out with Steve Harvey and make a commercial, then we'll pull his shit then.
Admonishing Monique.
Because see, Steve needs his back because when he was getting so much money for a minute, he said, "Fucking
do you get it back? Is that something? How many do you get second chances for that?
You're always one funny ass movie away.
No, because then that means you one white man from giving you the opportunity.
If he teams up with Chappelle and makes a funny ass movie, you start saying, maybe
Chappelle had to do some real shit in the movie, to counteract your coonivity.
There's people who don't like Dave Chappelle. I remember Faison came out and said Chappelle is not funny. He never has been, and he's never entertained anything but white people.
I
said, whoa.
Chappelle
is hilarious.
But I also feel the same way about I think Cat Williams just hated him.
Right. Well, Cat Williams looked touched,
but that don't mean he ain't funny.
Special, right?
You know what I'm saying? That don't mean he ain't funny.
We got anybody making
But here you I ain't even been
right. You ain't even paying attention.
No, man, you got your big fingers. You know what I'm saying? You do your thing.
I see you, Sean Sanders. What's up, homie? Yeah. I see you out there, man. And he's out to the homie, man. Yeah. Old school, Capitol Drive, right? Flores, hold that L
I
for the
was gonna say,
diaper boy.
did you? He don't know about your days
Right,
on
right,
first.
right.
You know, tell the
No,
truth.
you know.
Tell the truth. Shame the devil. Listen,
Right.
you did ask me. You,
Scratch a lie, smell a thief.
you asked me. I see you posted something, man, about and it's something I've been echoing like over and over again about the community policing and the
Yes.
community. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that is the root of a lot of problems that we have as far as community and police relations. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, let's talk about the police because we've had it's kind of like, and we see this, it goes in cycles.
Yes.
Sometimes it's just the videos of cops beating on people and shooting people just doesn't stop. And it builds up to this kind of crescendo, then it kind of dies down and people act like they forgot about it or that it doesn't exist. And then back again. So now we see I think it was a sister. She was
pregnant.
Yeah, they're saying she wasn't pregnant.
It doesn't matter. He shot her 5 times. She was on the ground.
Right.
You're a trained officer. Like
right.
you're trained in combat.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? You're a man, and you can't take down a woman without shooting. I mean, like, stop. How come they can always catch the mass murderers and take them to the Burger King and all that shit? And they don't, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
well, yeah.
right. But here's the thing. Again, I'm gonna say again. I don't get mad at the birds for flying. Don't get mad at the fish for swimming. When are we gonna understand?
Right.
Who our enemies are?
Well, once again, we have a situation where policing. Can you talk about community policing, right?
Yes.
And we talk about egregious, like Gestapo behavior by cops.
You should have to live in this neighborhood that you terrorize. You see what I'm saying? Because you're not going to shoot Johnny's son if you got to see Johnny cutting his grass on Saturday morning.
Well, there's that thing where I think it's over 1,100 city employees have moved out of the city since the residency requirements were lifted.
So they come in and they police us the way they want to police.
It's not just cops, though. It's not just cops.
Go home. No. Teachers, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey, listen, all that shit is ridiculous. Okay. Because are we encouraged to go into their neighborhoods in numbers and affect their communities? Think about that.
I don't want to get away from the videos because you asked me about my post.
I did, yes, sir.
And that post was just about now here we go again going into the summer. And I don't want this to be another summer of continuous police murder videos because we had that a couple years ago where every time you looked around on TV, for the summer when Philando Castile was murdered and this kind of thing, it was just horrible, man. And
I'm not concerned about the videos. I'm concerned about whether or not it's happening.
Well, if
it's happening and you're not showing it, that's not
well, we had your boy Obama in, and it still was no law enforcement reform.
That's not my.
That's your guy.
Oh, stop!
He's your guy.
Stop it. Shake yourself. Stop.
He said it's clearly clever. Says it's hard to have a blanket statement on cops because it's super localized. I would agree to that to a certain extent.
I'm gonna challenge that.
I would agree. I said to a certain extent.
Yes.
Why would you challenge?
Because I'm gonna say if your job is to fight crime,
right,
and you will fight crime against everybody except your peers who are doing crime.
Okay,
you're a hypocrite, and you're not upholding the law.
Now say that again one more time,
I'm saying if your job is to fight people who break the law. And you will arrest everybody who breaks the law except your peers.
Oh, your co-conspirators.
I mean, you have a blue. So if you see discrimination, you see these things happening. All of this blue wall and all that. So if you're not willing to fight crime when your peers are committing the crimes, then you're not a good. It's hard for me to call you a good cop.
Right.
I'm
not disagreeing with you at all. I think blanket statements are the worst thing ever anyways. And we always operate by the 100% rule here on the show, in which there's nothing that's 100% true at all. There's nothing that's 100. Like you can't take a group of people. You can't take occurrences.
I agree.
Right.
Totally agree.
It's nothing that's 100%.
Absolutes are false. Yes,
so we know that there's some situations, but there is a common problem in America with the behavior of law enforcement towards people of color. We know that. But I think, once again, this comes back to the people having the power to lean on the politicians and make them do something about it. See, more often than not, when politicians come to us asking for our vote, we don't tell them what we require for them to get our vote.
But a lot of times that's difficult because you're asking us to make the decision or to take action against false information. Because how many years was it before it's been able to be confirmed that the KKK have infiltrated law enforcement?
Yeah, we should have. Yeah.
But how long was that denied? You see what I'm saying? So not, but even still, now that we have the confirmation, we still do nothing collectively
right
about it.
Okay.
And it's a fact. It's what's happening.
Right. Well, you look at police, first of all, over policing in the community. And I say this all the time. There's a reason why our communities are over policed, because of the level of crime that's committed in our community.
And it's profitable.
And they justify it by saying, look at the crime over here, though. This is why we have all these cops here. And that's usually, if there's a lot of cops, there's going to be some instance where you and the cop are going to butt heads.
But we ignore the stories of corruption. We ignore the stories where they planted drugs on people. We ignore the stories where they set up. I mean, we seen the last post I remember where they set up this the shoe thing, and they parked the truck in the hood next to a basketball court,
right,
just to bait the young kids to come in and steal. So when you don't have enough crime in the community, you go and manufacture crimes in the community. I've heard about stories about people that live in Chicago talk about how they dump guns, and they find just crates of guns and shit in a different. So we ignore that and we act like that it's still our fault, and we're not looking at the cause. We just keep trying to do something about the effect.
I would love to see the people here get involved in some sort of movement to establish a voice, a real voice,
like a collective voice,
a real voice, right? Like
power
just to hold politicians accountable, because even with the water situation. And shout out to Robert Miranda and Freshwater for Life Action Coalition.
Yes, sir.
They've been on the show. He's a friend of the show. He's been on the show. He's on the timeline. You can go back and look. Real smart brother. And it's clearly on Mayor Barrett's neck about this water.
Stand on it.
And these lead pipe laterals. And the fact that you just in the last 2 weeks have come up with $50 million for the train extension and whatnot. And you keep saying you
do nothing.
But you don't even have a plan for the water. You even took the time to say, damn, let's just come up with a plan.
Did anybody ever even echo the word sex trafficking? Because we're acknowledging that this is a hub, but let's open up some more strip clubs. Good idea.
Just one, just downtown.
Oh, and where?
Downtown.
Oh, okay.
Man, come on, man. Like, you got to have one downtown.
Man, let me tell you something. Listen, karma.
Titties and trains.
Karma.
Trains and titties.
Pay attention to what happens to your children and grandchildren while you're making all these decisions affecting other people's families.
Well, I think he'll be long gone by then.
Yeah, okay, but his kids and his legacy won't. So, things happen.
Yeah, see, and clearly Clever saying he didn't even know Milwaukee had this problem. Ours is worse almost than Flint's. So statistically, you can look it up. Like I said, the show with Robert Miranda, he's more of an expert on this than myself. I wouldn't even try to quote some of the information.
Go back and find the show. Like
the data.
He broke it down.
But yeah, and all that information is on my timeline as well. If you follow me on Facebook, I'm Kevin Barnes on Facebook. I am the People's News Network is my group. You can join that. But Kevin Barnes is kind of how you find your way in. And the People's News Network. We do have the People's Network, a Facebook page. We have a Twitter page. We have an Instagram page.
And it's consistent because he has multiple personalities like that.
Yeah,
So I'm got to kind of find where he at.
Yeah, my head spin around sometimes. Right. So that's what she said. Right. But yeah, man. So a lot of this information that we discuss on the show is already, it's in my group.
The People's News Network on Facebook. Just if you're on Facebook,
and there's a lot of information about the water. And like today, I see Robert Miranda's in Madison. He was talking to the state attorney general because they are seeking some legal charges.
Get them.
Somebody ass got to be raked over the coals for what's happening with the water.
Yeah, get them.
Robert's like, we need to bring the laws in, right? Call the police.
Right. Unfortunately, there are a certain group of people or a certain level of people that the laws don't apply to.
Right.
They'll never, ever see a day of jail time, no matter what crime they commit.
My advice to Mayor Barrett, which I know he wouldn't, give a shit about.
He's in that group.
But just throw him a bone, man. Just do something. Like, the development that you're doing is all good. That's needed.
For them.
Right.
They do
It's
for
needed
them.
as a city. The problem is you ain't including everybody in it, but
No,
that's
right,
another
for
show.
their city, and they gonna find a way to scoot your ass out, or get your
Right.
ass out, or move your ass out. Gentrification, whatever you want to call it. You're not in. When they say we're gonna do this, that, and another, the city advancement, and we're gonna progress. It doesn't mean you we.
Right.
It means they we.
Right. But I'm saying, at least people are, and we don't even know if he's going to run for re-election, which is something we also have to understand. He hasn't even said he's going to run. Ashanti filed the paperwork, but I don't think he's doing the fundraising. Who's that? Zelensky said he's running. But I'm saying, if you're going to ask for the vote, at least do something, man. Throw the people a bone, man. At least act like you care. All you just building after building. And the construction is supposedly what started this kind of jostling of the pipes to increase the level of particulate
heighten the
getting
levels
into the
of
water.
lead in the water.
But you keep building.
But they don't care about you. And then here's the thing: at the same time, they ain't got no plan to lessen the lead in your water. But they'll tell you they got millions and millions of dollars for trolleys and other shit. But again, what we don't understand is that's your tax money. That's my tax money. That's your tax. That's our money.
That's our money. We pay your salary, boss. Right? So, what Willie D once said, they're kicking their asses and we're paying their salaries. We got Talgo, which Walker had shut down. Coming back now, they got a $139 million contract to build trains at the Century City site, the long abandoned A.L. Smith industrial site.
Oh, they got plans to do what to it?
They're going to be making trains there now. So remember years back they tried to do it, and Governor Walker kind of nixed it and was like, "Nah, we ain't gonna do that." Now they've announced a $139 million contract, so those jobs will be sitting there in the Central City.
Well, let's make sure. Let's figure out
I'm trying to find a reason for Black people to be happy. That's why I call the show.
Listen, yes, happy people. Yeah,
right. Because Black people we're never happy, and even when you try to get happy about something, it's somebody to spoil your fun. Like, I'm one of them dudes who, if I see a Black person celebrating St. Patrick's Day, I give him the gas face, like, fuck you doing green hair and shit. And he's just trying to have a good time. Like, man, I'm trying to drink my green beer. I gotta kick your ass, punk. So I'm one of those dudes too. So I'm sometimes I'm a party pooper as well. But I seen a lot of anger.
Well, let's find out the facts though. Like, when you find out you're celebrating, you know what I'm saying, a holiday, and 3,000 of your people were slaughtered on that day, and you still like, woo, like.
Yeah, Tom Barrett is our mayor. Yes, I am talking about Tom Barrett.
Come on,
Tom
man.
Barrett.
Like, right, yeah, Tom Barrett.
That's clearly.
Hey, ironic that you said it when I talk about slaughtering Black people. Go ahead.
Right. I said, and people, man, everybody's bold on Facebook. It is some true Facebook social media gangsters out there. Like, I see people with strong opinions and rawr on Facebook, and then when you go to something,
let it be a town hall meeting,
something like that.
Crickets.
It's very.
Where the people at? Where the people at?
Like I always say,
Jordan's is on sale. Oh, it's people sleeping overnight.
You're gonna see the Panthers. You're gonna see the Black Panthers there. You'll see Flack. You'll see Get the Lead Out. You'll see Anonymous. You'll see some of these groups here. But other than that, you don't really see nobody else. People be online. And,
all the people online you don't see.
Easy.
I'm gonna tell you something else. Somebody else you don't see. It's a conspicuous absence. You don't see pastors.
I knew you.
You don't see people of the church. You
always got to go at the church.
Listen, they are the pillar. You know how much money Black people, the Black communities, give the church, and they siphon it out.
How much do they give?
Billions.
As like nationally. Right?
Okay. Listen,
right.
I tell you what, we can have a show next week, and I can give you numbers. I don't think it's.
I don't need.
You can Google how much the Black churches take in a week, and they take that money from poor people, and they take it and they put it into white banks that will not in turn loan to the poor people, right? So they siphon the money out of the Black communities. You don't think I should talk about that?
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And then they do it in the name of righteousness, in the name of holiness, and in the name of God. Well, tell your pastor to open his books so you can see where all that money for the building fund been going. Come on, for years he ain't got a brick laid. Come on, man, stop.
I don't. I don't go at the church as hard as Brother Talk, but do your thing, do your thug thizzle. I don't. You know what? For me, it's all about the people in the church, and
Really,
for real, because my mother told me one time something that stuck with me forever.
Yes, sir.
She said the one thing you have to remember in life is that a closed mouth doesn't get fed.
Mm-hmm.
So if you never say nothing, you never do nothing, then you can't expect anything in return. If you don't put something into something, you don't expect to get something out of it. So right now, we have too many people who want to be third party woke. They want to be Black Power from Mequon or Black Power to the People from Brown Deer.
Wait. Can you? Why do it make a difference where you live?
Well, no, I think you got to leave where you live and go to where the action is.
Because I don't think staying in the hood is where it's at.
No. I'm not criticizing nobody about where they live because as soon as I get enough, I'm out too.
Hello, somebody.
I'm talking about that they stay in their place. Like they don't go to where it's at. Like, so when Robin Miranda says we're going downtown tomorrow to have an important meeting about our water and the polluting of the water and the poisoning of our children, and nobody shows up to support him. See, you can live in Brown Deer all you want, but you still should get up for some things and come on
So
down.
that's that double-edged sword when you hear me say power to the people.
Right.
And if the people...
I say activism without action is a hollow pursuit.
But that's what I'm saying. If the people are choosing nothing, then that's what the people get in that community. If the people are supportive, financially supporting disrespect and abuse, then that's what they get.
So you might as well be happy.
So
it's about to be summer.
Listen,
get your grill out.
Get that extra blunt. Man. Get that extra 4-pack if they're going to give it to you for support. Come on, man. Do your thing. No judgment. No judgment.
Just know you can't party the pain away.
Hello, somebody.
So sooner or later, you're going to have to wake up and face the reality of what's going on, and you have to get proactive about it. But I want people to know if you Black, you deserve some happiness. I don't think enough people say that to us. We deserve something to be happy about.
Come on.
We deserve some good news. We deserve to go out and have a good time. This is what makes it so bad when a dumbass person brings that anger to the club or to the party and shoots it up and kills somebody and the joint gets closed down.
Why'd you come?
Right. You should stay your mad ass at home.
Nigga, why'd you come? Go box or some shit, right? You know what I'm saying?
If Tangeray make you that mad, drink it in the house.
Right. And get drunk, fall on the floor, and go to bed. Goddamn right. So, don't hurt nobody.
And we think that we try to convince ourselves that it's not okay. Like, it's not okay for you to be happy because you Black and all. No, it's okay for you to smile. You gotta think about, self-actualization. You have to understand the hierarchy of needs.
Hello.
Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
All right.
You have to understand that it's okay to fulfill yourself, I had,
not in public.
I had a doctor tell me one time, he said a lot of people think you stupid. He said a lot of people think, when you have a health situation, you gotta do this diet and you gotta stick to this diet, and even though it makes you sad and you're depressed. He said if you're following the diet, it's okay sometimes for you to go and get you a steak if that makes you happy.
It's a cheat day
because being happy is what's going to encourage the healing.
Hello, somebody.
So people gotta understand that, man.
Yeah,
it's okay to be happy if you're gonna be active. Like, I'll smile and watch the Bucks game, but when some bullshit is on, I'm willing to,
call it.
I've been out on the front lines. I've been in the trenches.
I seen him.
I've been with the people.
I seen him.
And I don't have to. I'm not saying I live in Beverly Hills, but
it means I was there because I seen him.
Right. He was peeking around the corner.
That's bullshit.
On some creeper shit.
Don't let me bring pictures, goddamn.
But I'm just saying, man. And Clearly Clever said Rolling Rock his favorite beer. Mine too. He don't like cans though. He said he only do bottles. Hey, once again, to each his own. Hey. Don't shit on my good time. Right?
I just drink mineral water.
Right. That's all he got in there. Right. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Right. Boy got battery acid in that water.
Some Cisco.
Some Cisco. That shit used to melt ice.
And man, it was liquid crack, bro.
Man, that's what they called it.
For sure.
But yeah, man. Now I don't know. You're not a Game of Thrones guy. I'm a Game of Thrones guy. Once again, it's one of them things where people say, "How your pro Black ass watching this shit about dragons?" And listen, Game of Thrones is my show. I'm sorry.
I've got nothing against dragons.
Me and my wife watch, and we know the characters, and we listen. We know about it, and it's coming down to the end. This is the last episode this Sunday, and people have been so pissed. Fanboys been going crazy about Game of Thrones this year. It is wild. I've had the laugh of my just watching the reactions to the episode.
Aaron Rodgers gonna be on there.
I'm not gonna spoil it for you if you haven't seen it, or if you don't watch it, it's too much to explain. Because it is. Just know, basically, a lady burnt up an entire city with a dragon on the last episode. I mean, innocent people just burnt the whole, just snapped out and burnt up the whole city. So people were upset about that. I didn't know if you watch it. I didn't know some people who are watching.
No, that's kind of what happened in Milwaukee during the Toronto game.
Right?
The nigga burnt up the whole team and just burnt them up.
Yeah,
that's what I was watching.
That's what the Celtics felt like.
What Game of Thrones? All the leprechauns.
That was Game 5. That was Game 5. I wanted to talk about the Bucks, man, because Charles Chitlin Barkley. Charles Chitlin's Barkley.
He came here representing the Chitter League.
That's his new name.
Him and Perkins.
Charlie Chitlin Barkley. He came here and got him a big ginormous play to Chitlins.
Chitter League.
Because that's how we want Milwaukee represented.
Come on. The mean streets of Milwaukee.
He picked the Bucks to win the world championship.
He did.
Yeah. And I'm not totally convinced.
But
I will say the Bucks have a very good team. The Bucks have a very deep team, and then they have what I would consider probably the best player in the NBA. I think Giannis is in the top 2. Now I would have to go back and forth.
Top 2, top 3. I mean, it's debatable.
You in the game, though.
But I'm telling you, from a cat that goes back, man, to Sidney Moncrief and Marcus Johnson and Terry Cummings and Paul Pierce and Pressey, and I'm just like,
you're old.
Jack Sigma, right? Like I seen a lot of losing.
Jack Sigma.
I'm out in
Randy
Alton Lister, Paul Mokeski.
Wow.
Right,
you had that poster. That's the only way you know them damn names.
Fred Roberts, right? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my God. Fred. This dude said, Fred, I'm about to cut this shit off. This dude said,
I watched a lot of losing ass basketball. So for you to tell me I can't be upset that we had the number 1 team, you know what I'm saying, with the number 1 record in the league, and they doing the best in the playoffs, and they look like they can win a title. Like
they are a very good team.
And I'm not allowed to be happy about that.
And watching that game last night, Kawhi Leonard, who is one of the top 3 in the league as well.
I'm a Kawhi.
He had a monster game, and the other Cat McCollum monster game. And the Bucks really played crappy for 3 quarters,
and then it just didn't matter.
They just got on it in 1 quarter, and it was in 1 going away.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm starting to look at this team now and say, hey man, how far can they really go?
Right.
Because I was kind of skeptical at first, but I'm starting, and the more I watch them, the more I say, wow, they have a lot of weapons.
Come on, man. A lot of Cats coming off the bench that you
and they play a style of basketball that people don't understand. Is wide open, it's fast paced. And it's a lot of picking and rolling. It's a lot of, so it's going to be interesting to watch this series.
Yeah.
I don't know, because they didn't play good last night.
No, they still won.
If they get to the point where they're getting rhythm and play well, they could not lose. I don't want to say sweep because I don't want to jinx them.
Fucking sweep them. Like, you know what I mean? But let me tell you, here's the thing I do get concerned about, because all the national pundits, right, the talking heads, already matching them up against Golden State. And I think that's a little premature.
Yeah, slow down.
Because I don't think Toronto was getting swept. I think they're gonna win a game or 2.
Jay Wilson is going in with you on the Facebook. He said Brian Winters, Quinn Buckner. He said Harvey Catchings.
Hey,
y'all some seniors. Y'all some old people.
What's going on, Quo? Hey, that's what's up, man.
My boy Inar Winfrey said the Bucks in 5.
Hey, I'll take it, man.
I'm just, it's new. I'm really more of a football guy, but I watch basketball, especially since my son plays. It's got me more interested in it. That'd be a good idea, yeah. But I watch the Bucks, and I say, the more I watch them, and I say, man, what a team! Like, just for him to be able to come up with. He has so many different combinations that he can use as starters.
They're so deep. If somebody having a bad game, he just take them out and put in another cat, right?
You're going to be hard pressed for them to have everybody off at the same time. And if they all off, y'all should lose.
And you're supposed to lose.
Like, because you're looking at like 10, 11 dudes that have to have off
and
nights.
The NBA
want
their money at that point.
Right.
We want game 6.
Goodbye, Mr. Budenholzer, you're fired. We bring Jason Kidd back.
Hell no. He going to the Lakers, man.
Right. Yeah, I know.
He going to stab the Lakers coach in his back in a year and a half and shit, right?
Yeah, man. So, man, the Bucks, man, looking good. Game 2 is tomorrow night. You know,
can be happy, man. It's
it's
okay.
okay. It's okay.
We get distracted by the distraction. Understand what it is.
Yeah, man. It's Outlaw Radio. Happy people, man. We got to get away from the notion that we don't deserve happiness. And, you know, that kind of bleeds over into our relationship. You end up in a subpar relationship, a toxic relationship, because you don't have enough self-love to say, what am I worth? What do I deserve? I deserve to be treated better.
Hello.
So you end up wasting a lot of time in a bullshit relationship.
Angry.
You deserve happiness. That's like the bottom line of life.
Bitter. I would rather see somebody chasing that than chasing money.
Yeah, man.
Because I here's the thing. So let me ask you this: you ever see somebody, and I'm finna be politically incorrect, because back in the day, we used to call them retarded, right?
We did.
You know what I'm saying? It was so I don't know whatever name they got mental illness or whatever.
Mentally challenged, bro.
But you see somebody that they happy, right? And they always fucking happy. So we think they retarded, right?
Yeah.
Are they really retarded, or are we? Do they got it right and we got it fucked up because they happy?
Right.
And we spending our life trying to be happy, and these motherfuckers smiling all the time. So somebody's fucked up. But so I before I would call them fucked up, I would say it might be us.
Part of that is
now I know
the old school.
I offended somebody.
No, the part of that, the old school, you are 100% correct, because the old school, my father he did not like for you to stand around smiling all the time. And if you was always like giggling and like, he would get pissed off. Like,
well, why? You happy?
No, he say, you always got your gum skinned back, but you're sniggling like a little girl folk. And he would say, the thing with a man is, if he always smiling and giggling, he's one of two things. Either he retarded or he's gay. And I used to be like, damn, Pop's like that.
Yeah, my father said that same shit, though.
So I was like, damn, you had to, if you did laugh and he give you that look, you had to go. You know what I'm saying? So it's conditioned for us.
I remember being on a trip, man. I had a younger brother was laughing too much. We was on our way to the store. My father hadn't told you, hey, get out. He put up and said, get out.
Yeah.
He put my brother out. We went shopping and came back and picked him up.
Wow. That is abuse right there, man.
You couldn't do that these days. Yeah. And Daddy, I didn't tell that.
Right.
I'm just playing.
Right. Okay. Right. So yeah, man, I'm hoping for the best with the Bucks tomorrow.
Hey.
It's that time of the sports season where there's nothing really going on. I'm not a baseball guy. Baseball season longer than hell.
The NBA playoffs is going on. He like it ain't nothing happening.
Right. Well, I'm a football guy, so I'm like, when football over, I'll be depressed and shit. Like,
when football come on, I'll be depressed.
Unless it's a good boxing match.
Goddamn Packer, the boxing.
Unless there's some boxing going
UFC
on. Sweet science. I don't like the UFC a little bit too gory for me.
Huh?
Yeah, that's too savage for me.
Did you hear this?
It ain't a sweet science like boxing.
No, stop.
No, it's not a sweet science. Boxing is from the shoulders. Ain't nobody kicking
I
don't
I don't want to steal your thing, but I had to say, goodbye, Jack.
No, because boxing make them tough ass white dudes competitive because they can wrestle and shit.
Well, but here's the thing: when it's fighting, when you go out and fight, you can't be like, "Hold on, dog, don't take me down."
Man, that's
if take you down and break your motherfucking ankle,
that's why they call it. That's why they call it the sweet science. It's from the shoulders, man to man, knuckle to knuckle. Boom, bow, boom,
UFC is about fighting.
Yeah, the UFC about
real fight. What shit happened on the street? Motherfuckers, ain't no rules.
It's gonna be a lot of dudes talking slow in the future because they was in UFC. Well,
it is already a lot of motherfuckers in boxing talking slow.
Right.
Have you heard Lennox Lewis lately?
Right. I haven't. I never liked Lennox.
You might want to go
never
check
was a
that
Lennox
out.
fan.
Who? Riddick Bowe? Who you? They all slow
he
as
always
hell.
Talk slow.
He's slow.
That is right. He talks slow.
He's slower.
Look for some candidates to vote for, man.
Yes.
If you really want change.
Not the party, the candidate.
Because I can tell you what, no matter what we say, no matter what we do, they're going to party like it's 1999 tomorrow night downtown when TNT turn them cameras on. It's going to, even if the Bucks lose, people going to party.
Come on.
So, instead of you getting mad about, I will say to those people, make sure you keep that same energy during election time. Make sure you're that proactive when we start talking about the water.
For
we
your
start
own
talking
people,
about
for your own district.
the problems we have in our public school system. Make sure you still got
for your own children.
That kind of fervor still. Make sure you still showing that kind of energy. Then it ain't nothing wrong with you stepping out having a good time.
Absolutely.
When you work hard, you get to play hard. I'm just hoping that this all brings a sense of value to the city. I'm hoping we can all look around and say, hey, man, maybe it can be good to live here.
Mhm.
Because most people who live in Milwaukee will tell you this shit sucks. And they'll say, "Man, I hate this fucking city."
Black people, white people
Right.
be like, dude, it's great.
Great,
What
man.
do you mean?
I'm honestly one of them dudes who I used to actually, especially when I was in school, I would be out of state. I can't wait to get home. I love Milwaukee in the summer.
The lakefront.
Not even the lakefront.
Ah.
In the summer, I love Milwaukee is the best place in the summer
Really?
to me. I love it in the summer.
He'll tell you right
It's
away he's a cheerleader for foolishness.
Right, I am, man. I get down for
Because
that.
that's what he's talking about.
I'll come
right
to
now.
your neighborhood on Flores and watch them fight.
But that's your neighborhood.
Because they won't be fighting
That's
by
your
where I live
But
at.
they know you there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, they remember me.
Y'all got roots.
I was a legend. You know, I must admit, I came over there and showed them how to get that.
Allegedly.
Right.
But listen, here's the thing. The bottom line at the end of the day, like we talking about the show and happy people. It's
Happy
good.
people.
It's good to have as many,
Happy Negroes.
as many happy moments. It's more it's good to have more smiles than cries, right?
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, when you look at those moments and you look back, those moments made up your entire life.
Right.
And either you had a happy life or you didn't. So try to make those moments, man. Each moment that you can take to find something to be glad about. Everything's a yin and a yang, man.
But you're in more control over your destiny than a lot of people give themselves credit for. Because if you wallow in sadness and depression and bullshit all the time, that's what's usually going to dominate your life. That's why I say it's very important for you to find something that you like. Find a hobby.
Some people call that the power of attraction.
I have a lot of hobbies.
Yes.
Because
yes,
I have a lot of hobbies. And I do, because I want something that when I need stuff to take my mind off something, or I want to keep myself busy, or just to do something where it ain't really got no social ramifications. It ain't, it's not academic.
It's the devil.
Just me having fun.
Ask your pastor.
Literally just having fun. Like, there's nothing wrong with having fun. And you don't have to get high to have fun.
It's the devil.
Right. So, hey, man, find a candidate. I will say this, and this is something we're going to talk about more Saturday night. The violence in the rap music is up again with the youngsters. Several rappers been shot at the studio and in vehicles and this kind of stuff. Like I said, I'm going to talk about that more Saturday night. But it's coming back. And I keep saying, man, we got to learn from the past, man. We can't keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result. That in itself is the definition of insanity.
Hello, somebody.
So be safe, man. When you out here, keep your head on the swivel.
Do that.
I know some of y'all going to go out tomorrow night, Saturday night. I ain't mad at you, man.
Some of y'all going out tonight.
Hell yeah. If you worked hard, then you go play hard, man. Just be safe and be careful. I think that's pretty much it for us
love
tonight.
Black people who love Black people.
Shout out to everybody who watched the show. I appreciate the support. Shout out to 3041 North, DAMGENT.
Yeah.
We got that KT Killing Them interview up.
There's some more stuff coming,
shout out to my YouTube people who watch it. Wayne Richards, my homie.
Yeah.
Blast Money, Clearly Clever. Share the message, man. Tell people to get in, man. Feel free to share our show on Facebook if you can.
Man.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't mind.
If it moves you.
We need the exposure. We need the followers. We need the support. For the 414 can have an imprint somewhere.
Yeah.
Let's build on this momentum, man. It's okay for you to be happy. Just know when to be happy. Don't be overly happy, right? Because anything you overdo is bad, right? So we're gonna get out of here, man. I want y'all to be safe.
Do that.
Like I said, I'll see y'all Saturday night, and we'll talk about this Bucks thing to see if they the truth or not.
Come on,
because I think if they can get game 2 and they can really run it how they want to, that'll kind of set the stage.
Be a sweep or a gentleman's sweep at least.
One of the two.
Yeah.
And I think we can build off of that. So I'm watching basketball now for all the people saying.
And I'm a smile.
And I know
it's all right. Be happy.
Okay to
celebrate.
Smile,
We're gonna. It's all right.
It's okay.
We understand it's a distraction. We distracted by the distraction.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. Sometimes you need a little distraction.
Sometimes a distraction is not
about,
bad.
Right?
Yeah.
Just don't get lost and don't ever let them put you to sleep.
Hello, somebody.
So until then, man, stop getting caught up in what you thought it should be or how you think it should be and what if this and what if that. Because I always tell people if my auntie had balls, she would have been my uncle. I'll see y'all Saturday night.
Peace.
All right.
You do